Go ahead and like, subscribe, share. All those things are greatly appreciated. A little review from yesterday, 3-2 on the day. Giannis came through. Jeremy Sokin from San Antonio came through. Aaron Gordon over 2.5 assists. I'm disappointed in this one. He should have got there. He had a huge night. He had like 30 points. Vassell, San Antonio, over 3.5 rebounds. He had 6. Chris Paul, under 3.5. Probably wasn't the greatest pick yesterday. He went over 3.5 with 4 rebounds. So, hey, in this business, that's basically 60% on the day. We're basically around 60% for the week. In this business, if you're 60%, you're doing pretty good. And if you're running hot, like we've been running hot for the last month and a half, you're doing pretty good. We're going to have downswings, but let me tell you, if you are 55 to 60% in this business, you're doing okay. So we just have to, if we're doing props, we just got to put these picks together correctly. If you're doing individual picks, hey, you're basically a small winner yesterday. So let's get into today. Let's see what we can find. Let's see if we can find a lot of games on the slate tonight. A lot of games on the slate. Let's see what we can find. And you got a bunch of games. And let's just start with one of my favorite categories, the player. First let's start over here on Odds Jams. Let's see if anything is obvious over here, hitting us over here on Odds Jams. Let's look at PrizePicks. Looking for green here, so we're just going to pass on this. Let's look at Underdog Fantasy. Underdog got just the college football up, but they got everything up, but nothing is striking us out. The best I see for basketball is CJ, but we can probably do better on another platform. Let's look at Parlay Play. Here we go on Parlay Play. Looks like Brandon Ingram, 5.5 assists. This number could have changed. A lot of times when I look at it here, when I go to over here on the Sportsbook screen, a lot of times things have changed. So let's look at Ingram. Line 5.5, pretty decent favor at the books to go over 5.5. Parlay sites, Parlay Play still has it available. Even PrizePicks has it available, and so does Betr has it available. Those are the parlay sites. Let's look at Ingram a little closer. We'll go over to PROPS.CASH and we're going to pull up Ingram. 5.5 is the rebound prop. Make it a little easier. We just go to LA Clippers versus New Orleans Pelicans game. We go to assist, and we're going to look at Ingram. As you can see, slight favorite to go over. And for the season, he's won over 50% of the time, 16 out of 32 games. Matchup against the Clippers, pretty middle of the road. Last 10, he's 60% in the head-to-head matchup versus Clippers. None. The only matchup this year, he went under. He had 5. And again, he's 50% on the season. Going with the data, we would take Brandon Ingram over 5.5 assists. Another way I like to find winning props is to go over to props.cash and look at the season rankings for 2023. Basically, I'm just filtered by 2023, and Terrence Mann pops up. He's went over 74% of the time of this prop for today, 3.5. I can look at CJ right here and tell you 8.5 is good for CJ. You can see he's went over that 68% of the time this year, but that number scares me today. This number was 7.5 a couple of days ago. We won. 8.5 a few days before that, we won. So the numbers I think it's at its max, and I'm not sure if CJ is going to come through. So let's look at Terrence Mann a little closer. 3.5 rebounds and assists. Projection is 4. Facing the number 1 defense versus the point guard position, New Orleans Pelicans. And if we look at Mann closer, we're going to see that he's been smashing this line this year 74% of the time. Rebounds and assists, New Orleans Pelicans is middle of the road defensively. So let's go over here and look at the odds and see where it's available at. We're going to put in rebounds and assists here. And then over here, we're going to look for Mann. And I can probably tell you he's probably not going to be available on some of the parlay sites. So, which is true. He's available on Betr, 3.5, decent favorite to go over. I'm sorry, he's available on Dabble. This Dabble pick right here is something I'm definitely going to look into. I'm going to see if Dabble is running any specials where I can get something off some of the other players. If not, I'm going to find another player on Dabble and put it with Terrence Mann at 3.5. This number will go up to 4 at some point in the day. But if we can get Terrence Mann on Dabble at 3.5, we're taking the over, and it's available. And I'll talk more about Dabble later in the video. Dabble's a new platform that I found, just like the other platforms, just like PrizePicks, Parlay Play, Underdog, just like it's just a newer platform. I think they gave me $25 to start my account, and I think I'm still playing on that amount. But I have been getting some email invitations to deposit money, and they're going to match, and I'm probably going to use one of those and put some more money in this account. But yeah, 3.5 on Dabble. We'll take it. We'll find another player to put it with, and we will win this parlay. And another way I find picks is sometimes I will just stay on the Odds Jams Sportsbook screen and just scroll down and look for inefficiencies in the market. I actually chose one game here. I chose the Washington versus Cleveland game. The game is in Washington. This could be interesting. I like betting on the Washington players. So I just kind of scroll down and look for some inefficiencies in the line. And I'm staying on the player rebounds and assists category. One of the players I'm looking at here is Jordan Poole, Washington, props 6.5 for his rebounds and assists. Heavy favorite, BetMGM to go under. Heavy favorite, FanDuel to go under. Of course, Fliff got him as a heavy favorite to go under. Fliff puts a lot of juice on their lines. So you got to be sure when you make a pick on Fliff. Fliff is one of the only sports books in my area that I can use where I can make single bets on games and props. So I take my chances with Fliff. I have a small profit with Fliff, but the juice is crazy. You got to be sure, and you know in sports betting, you're never sure. So as you can see, the other parlay sites like JockMKT, Underdog Fantasy, and Dabble has pushed it down to 6. I do pay attention to a lot of the MKT line because they're hard to win money on, to be honest. And when they move their line, I pay attention. So let's look at Jordan Poole a little closer over here. And we're going to look at his rebounds and assists. And we're going to pull up the Washington game. And we're going to look at Jordan Poole. As you can see, 6.5. They got him projected 6.42. Cleveland is pretty middle of the road versus the point guard position defensively. Look over here, nothing. Pretty much red. For the season, he's 50%. 50% isn't good enough for us. 50% isn't good enough for us. We need to see this number. I like to see it around 60%, but we need to see it 58 at the minimum. 50%. So let's look at pool a little closer. Again, 50% of the time this year, he's went over 6.5 rebounds and assists, 16 out of 32 games. Head-to-head, only 33% of the time. I think that head-to-head matchup was probably, both two this year. He had 5 and 5. And let's go back to 2023. Last 10, he's 50%. Again, I'm seeing what I need to see here. Cleveland is very good defensively when it comes to giving up rebounds and assists. And we're talking about a very inconsistent Washington team and a very inconsistent player in Poole. And really, we're just going by the numbers here. We're just going by the numbers. I would probably take this play at one of the books. Of course, Jock and the other parlay sites have pushed it down. It's hard to take the under 6. We're probably looking at a push here, to be honest. But hey, the books, I may take him. I may even take him on the only site that I can bet props on individually. I may take him on Flip, even though it's juiced up to -150. I think he's going under. So those are a couple plays that you can take and put them with some other players you like on certain platforms when it comes to the parlay sites. Go ahead, like, subscribe, share. All those things are greatly appreciated. The tools that I use, PROPS.CASH, OddsJam, link is down in the description. See you on the next video.